the people of Kenya, they believe in Harambe, which means pull together. Let's pull together. And like Nelson Mandela said, that education is the most powerful weapon that you can use to be able to change the world. So for us to raise good citizens, responsible citizens, peaceful citizens, we believe that we had to start from the high schools. As you know, our system of education historically churns out job seekers. So what we want to do, can we create a generation of young people who leave high school not as job seekers, but as job creators? So we started Leap Hubs, and as we're talking now, we have Leap Hubs in more than 20 schools. After that, we also were able to engage with educators, working with educators. And we also introduced another program in school called Great Places to School. So this Great Places to School is an initiative where we recognize and award those schools that are making an effort to raise a total child. Education not just about getting good grades, A's and B's, but also we are very interested what kind of human beings are you churning out? Are they people of value? Are they disciplined people? Are they going to be good citizens? And so we have been classifying schools in various categories. For example, schools good in character, good in talent, good in sports, so good in climate action, and even school safety. So this is one of the signature programs that is highly recognized by the government of Kenya, and schools, especially private schools, they use this program to be able to market their schools as good schools. So this is one of the way of letting the schools take ownership of making sure that their schools are safe spaces for children. So if I'm a parent, I bring my kids to this particular school, I should be happy and comfortable that my kids will come back home better people than when they came to schools. So education has been our most important tool for peace building in Kenya. And we are hoping to continue using that, because as it is now, since we started working in Kenya in 2010, we have churned out, it's almost a decade, and we have churned out, people who have experienced the work that we do in schools. Some of them are outside the country. Some of them are already in the workplace doing good things. And the feedback has been good, that whatever we taught them, especially in the Leap Hubs, some of them are very, very grateful. The feedback I keep receiving is that those students who came through our Leap Hubs, who came through our programs, are now doing good, and they're responsible citizens, thanks to the work that we have been doing at the Global Peace Foundation in Kenya. We have a very, very good mentorship program called the President's Fellowship. So this is a program that mentors young people to become leaders, today. So the young leaders are taken through a mentorship program where they are able to learn some leadership skills, environmental skills, and also entrepreneurship. As we're talking, last week we had more than 100 people graduating from the third cohort of the President's Fellowship. So one of the things that these fellowships do is also get involved in planting trees, and I think this is really, really important. So we work in the area of education, we work in the area of environment, we also work in the area of peace building, and the area of youth. Those are the interventions that we believe that we can offer the best service. Why is youth important? Africa is the youngest continent in the world. Actually, we have a mean age of 19 years old. And people always think that youth bulge is a problem. So many African people complain about the youth bulge. But at Global Peace Foundation, we look at the youth population not as a burden, but as a resource. And we believe that if we are able to nurture these young people, nurture their growth, invest in them, empower them, with skills, inculcate the spirit of, character building, values, and then they grow up to be responsible citizens, these youths will stop being seen as a burden, but they will be seen as a resource that can be used to be able to develop our economy. And also, once you develop this critical mass of young people as a resource, then Africa, Kenya, is able to export its labor, as we see other countries. And as we're talking today, we are talking about Kenya playing its part in the Africa Renaissance. It is our way of encouraging what we're calling Ubuntu, encouraging unity and contributing to the African renewal, the Africa Renaissance. When it comes to peace building, one of our major interventions has been the prevention of election violence program. As I told you, 2007, 2008, Kenya went through a very, very sad post-election violence. Election is very emotive, not just, I know it's not just in Kenya, but I say in America, you also take elections very seriously. So we thought it wise to be able to work with government and also religious leaders. As you know, our religious leaders are very highly respected. And as a matter of fact, Global Peace Foundation Kenya has an MOU with the Interreligious Council of Kenya, where we work with them to be able to talk to our leaders, take them through programs, mentorships, so that when elections come, people don't have to die because somebody lost or won elections. That is one of the biggest intervention that we have been able to do. So since we started our work, we have had contested elections. In 2013, we had a contested election, but people did not die. 2017, also we had contested elections, people did not die. One of the things that we were able to convince our politicians is that once voters vote, take them off, fighting over the results of elections. So we have courts that have the responsibility to adjudicate over any dispute. So we've been saying that get the people out of the streets. People, once they vote, should not go back to the streets to fight for free and fair elections. So we leave that to the courts. That's one of the things that, one of the major contributions that we have been able to give as Global Peace Foundation in Kenya. So our work basically has been very impactful. I believe that the people of Kenya, appreciate our work, and we look forward to another decade of great service to the people of Kenya and to the people of the world. So every election year, we work with the private sector. As you know, the business community is highly respected by government and also opposition. So when this private sector lends its voice and says stop, then they listen because the private sector basically control the economy. So Global Peace Foundation, and I sit on the steering committee of that Kenya Daima initiative, which is a private sector-led peace initiative that ensures that there is peace during elections. We also work closely with the National Cohesion and Integration Commission. We have an MOU with them to ensure that we have what we call uchaguzi bila noma, or elections bila noma. That means elections without problems. So we have been working very, very closely with NCIC to ensure that we stop the violence during elections. And we use our vision of one family under God, because using this vision, we are able to talk to the political parties. So we have very, very emotive, highly divided political parties. So we tell them, fine, you can be a member of the UDA party, which is the ruling party, or you can be a member of the ODM party. But it doesn't matter, because at the end, before we are party members, we are all human beings. So we have shared values, we have shared interests. And if we treat one another as one family under God, then there is no need of fighting. There is no need of killing one another, because whoever is elected president becomes the president of everyone. So for that campaign, we emphasize reconciliation and also recognition that the goal of elections is not to divide the country, but to elect someone who is there and is there to unify the country. Also, we usually work together with government, the ruling party, the one who wins, to encourage them, to be able to be magnanimous during their win. and embrace the losing party. So as we are talking today, we have a dialogue going on, which is as a result of the problem we have had in the last election, where now the government and the ruling party are sitting together and discuss how can the nation move on. Yeah, so this is the work that we have been doing. And we believe that the vision of one family under God is the only vision that allows different party members to sit down and agree to move the country forward. The same vision is a vision that allows people from different religions, to sit down together. For example, in my office, my patron, Dr. Manu Chandaria, is a Hindu, and because of the vision that one family of God, I'm able to work with him. I also have a very close relationship with Muslims. Right now, as we're talking today, the Interreligious Council of Kenya, who are also going to be here today, the CEO is a Muslim. And because of this vision, we can sit together and solve the problems that Kenya is facing based on our shared connectivity and common interests for the sake of the people of Kenya.